Hello, Tara here. Today I am working on day number 3 of Christy's Beautiful Life 30 Days of Sketches. I am already a day behind. That does not bode well for the rest of the month, but I went and got my hair colored yesterday and then I needed a nap in the afternoon, so nothing much else got done. So, so number 3, and then I'm also using this for day number 14 of Scraptember, and that was using a cut file, punch or die. And I am going to use, there's a cut file on this sketch, so I am going to use that. So what I'm going to do though is stretch this into a two-page layout, and rather than just stretch it, I'm going to have it like this, and then the second page basically like that. So I'm going to use a Mercy Tiara kit. It was not this past month, but it was the kit for August, September, and it was called the Outdoorsy kit. So I've done most of the prep, just because I like to sand a lot, and with the die cutting and everything, I figured it would take forever. So I've got 2 pieces of 12 by 12 white cardstock, gutted out with a 1.5 inch border around each. Let's see here, are we in frame? I don't know if we'll get both in. Okay, well, we'll focus on this side. Now, what I've done is I've pre-distressed around the edges. And sometimes when I do a 2-page layout, I will only distress the 3 outside edges of each one so that it almost looks like one complete page. And then for the background paper, same thing. I only take a quarter inch off of this side and then a 1/2 inch off of this end, so that you have a 1/4 inch border around 3 sides. And the same for this side. And then I distress the 3 edges. Now this paper was, I believe it's basil. It's a cardstock, but it's got a beautiful wood grain texture on it. And I think it's called nickel. I think that's the name of the color. So, and then I pre-splattered it with some white gloss spray. Who makes that? Diana Wakely. Yeah, in white. So let's get going here. Get some stuff down. Another beautiful fall day out there. Things are busy. Lots of tractors going and dust flying. And while I'm preparing stuff and working in here, I have on, you notice Netflix puts on lots of horror movies in October, so I've been watching Final Destination, which I thought I'd seen, but now that I'm watching it, I haven't seen it. So it's kind of funny, actually. My husband doesn't care for horror movies, so I usually watch them on my own. When he went away last year, they go north with either the side-by-sides or in the winter snowmobiles, the fellas. So I think it was last year, maybe not. It might have been the year before. I watched all the Screams while he was gone because I hadn't seen the new one, and thought, oh, I may as well watch them all in a row. So that was fun. Okay, that part's down. Now the cut file that I'm going to use is It's a silhouette file, and I think leafy branch or something like that. So I managed to, I did, after I pulled it off the backing, I had taken my sanding tool and just lightly sanded the edges just cause, and I of course ripped some stuff, but that's okay, we'll work around it. That's what glue is for. How did I manage this one? Okay, so I want them kind of like a sew, like it, yeah. And then, so on the sketch, there's 3 strips going down. So what I did was, I've got 2 different papers from the Carta Bella, what is it called? Here, There, Everywhere. That's the 2 black pieces. And then one from Simple Stories Boho Sunshine, because I have some other elements that I was hoping to use, and they were that, I don't know, what do you call that? It's not red, it's not pink, it's not orange, it's somewhere in between. But so now, should we, this is what I was thinking, this on this end, this, and then this one in the middle. Now, should I have this tucked under, or should I have it laid over top? In this sketch, oh, I didn't even say who it was, Susan L, and her Instagram is at Susan_ELL5. So she has that running over top on her sketch. Do we like that? I think so. Okay, so we'll put the strips down first. Let's see. I'll do this one first. Is it persimmon, maybe? Is that what you'd call it? There's a color, or a name for every color. It's just figuring out what they are. Now, do we want to do them straight, or do we want to do them kind of... Let's do them straight. And I don't care if it's the same at the top as the bottom. I kind of want them all staggered even onto the next page. This one. And because I did distress the edges on these as well, but because I knew these ones were going to go underneath, I only did the 3 sides, and then this one had the top done, or all 4 done, because it was going on top. So what is everyone else watching on TV? Or I guess nobody really watches TV anymore, eh? I go in and my husband's watching the Game Show Network, because really there's not a whole lot to choose from these days, networky. A lot. Does it not seem that when you find a show that you like, before you know it, they've canceled it? Like, I don't even know what's on this year that we actually want to see. Okay, let's try and, as much as possible, make them the same. And good enough. All right, so let's put this. Now, she has this running over photos. I don't know if I want to get into that. Oh, let's lay it out and see what it looks like. Now, let's just do this. Are we kind of, so you can see both? All right, so because the photos mainly center between the 2, kind of in the middle here. I've got all these pictures, and I've double matted them. I use this floral paper for the first mat, and then just plain white, what I'd gutted out of these for my second one. So she kind of has, on her sketch, she's kind of got 3 and 3. I kind of think I'm maybe 1 short, but I have some other ephemera that we can fill in. So So let's just start now. Let's do hot, Maddie. So these pictures were taken back, I mean, it's still there, but we haven't really used it in the past few years. We have a cabin that we put up over on the river at our other farm, and it's mainly used for like just a spot to stop when you're out on the trails, four-wheeling or on the side-by-sides. But it was really good when the kids were small because we have 3 boys and a lot of our friends had boys. So this particular night, it's us plus 3 families. So we had 3 boys and there's 2, 1, and 4. So 10 boys total and 1 girl. Poor Mads. She was a good sport with the fellas. But anyway, so it wasn't a fancy cabin, so the kids could do whatever, and they could run down to the river, or and yes, they're little and whatever, but they're country kids and they know what they're supposed to do and what they're not supposed to do. So we never ran into any problems, thank God. And then if they got sick of playing outside, they could go in and just we had a TV there and a generator, and just I mean, there was no signal, no satellite or whatever, but they could we had one of the video game things hooked up over there, so they could fart around with that. And you know, as long as you had juice boxes or juice pouches and what's that? And snacks, they were happy as a clam. So let's see, I'm trying to do it so this is kind of balanced up here. So if I have that there, I kind of want 2 of those and then 2 here. Sure, that'll work. Now I do want to leave space in the middle for a title. So, and I have the alphabet from this particular kit was this nice craft Bear Crit cardboard. Now, do we want to color that? It almost needs to be white, doesn't it? I had thought that if I had enough kind of with the branch and a bit of splattering that it might pop off a little bit, but it's just not. So I am going to do that off camera. And let's see. That's pretty good. Then we do have, so I pulled in, these are Trail Mix enamel dots, but the colors are pretty good. Definitely the yellow, this orangey color, that light pink is fine, the green, probably these 3 colors is what I'll use. And then I've got some of these bits pulled from the ephemera pack. This was from the, I think it's the Trail Mix ephemera pack. Why can't I pick that up? I cut my nails real short and it's not helping anybody right now. Okay, so we've got that, got that. What I think I'm going to do is just build these clusters out. Green there. Bring one in here. And then, actually this one maybe I'll have to go over here if this is, or do I need one that says Explore? Maybe not. Just that and that might be good. I have one that says Nature. And then this little taggy type deal. And then I do have some of the Boho Sunshine enamel brads and the chipboard. I'll probably use that camera. And then some of those. At one point I was thinking I could make use of that somewhere, but all my photos about that size are this away. Yeah, that looks not right. We'll save that for another thing. Okay. So I think I'm going to stop here and go paint my alphas and see and tack down some of this and then come back and show you where I'm at. Okay, I think it's done. I ended up editing quite a bit out of it in the way of embellishments. I typically go kind of bananas with extra bits, but when you've got 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, 11 little photos, you probably should keep the embellishments to a bit of a minimum. So to show you a little closer, I ended up using the same splatter, the gloss spray, and I painted just with a paintbrush 2 coats, and then I did some splatters just for a little bit of extra texture on it. These are the flare that come in the kit, and they are exclusive to Mercy Tiara, so they're super cute. Yeah, I just added a few of the little ephemera pieces and then a few little enamel brads, just kind of clustered around each one. And then on this side, same thing. Here I've got one of the chipboard pieces and a couple of brads, and then just a little cluster over here. My plan is I typically do all my journaling at once. Once I have a stack, I have a stack. So one of these days I'm going to have to sit down and do them all, but it'll all go in here. Just talking about, so this is 10 years ago now. This would be 2000. No, it's longer than that. This was 2010, so it's 13 years ago. And all these boys, I guess it's a benefit of living in a kind of a small community where people tend to stay put. Even the ones that leave come back. So most of these boys, let's see, only Paul and Maddie are still in high school, and just Will is in university, and I think the rest are all out working already. But they all still, well, no, that's a lie. A couple of the other boys are playing hockey down in, one's playing hockey in the States, and do I have a picture of, yeah, Anthony there. Yeah, so they've kind of moved off, but they come home and the boys see them out at parties and stuff. So it's nice that you've seen these little guys from the time they were babies, and you continue to see them. That's what I enjoy about scrapbooking is, so I'm going back, and right now I'm finishing off my 2010 albums and just kind of reminiscing about these little guys and just thinking about where they're at now. And most of them are men in the eyes of the law, and they're all still really good kids, and I'm glad I know them, put it that way. Anyway, gonna get all schmaltzy here. Anyway, thank you very much to Susan for this great sketch. I think it worked out pretty well to expand it like that. I'm happy with it. Very little pattern paper for me. Typically I have, you know, layer upon layer upon layer, but really this is just this and the little bits around there. But this is a great cardstock, and I don't know if this kit is still available at Mercy Tiara. I'll have a look. But if you have a chance and you haven't purchased from her before, Tracy puts together great kits and with lots of embellishments. And so far, I think this is the 4th or 5th. The color scheme kind of carries towards the next one. So whatever you have left, you can pull through to the next kit, and really worth the money. And even though it's a Canadian kit, once you figure that price back in US dollars, if you're living in the States, it's still a reasonable price for you. So anyway, thanks for stopping by, and we will talk to you again.